these stories absolutely deserve a follow-up. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 animated movies that should get a sequel.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at animated films, including the 2D, 3D, and stop-motion varieties, for which a theatrical sequel feels well-deserved. Please note we won't be considering any films which already have a sequel in some stage of production as of April 2018. Also, there will be spoilers. Number 10. Brave.
But every once in a while, there's a day when I don't have to be a princess.
The trailer for this Scotland-set story gave fans the impression that they would be joining the film's heroine Merida on an epic adventure. In a surprising twist, however, the film wound up being a much more intimate story about family, and the dynamic between mother and daughter in particular.
I am Merida, firstborn descendant of Clan Dunbrog, and I'll be shooting for my own hand.
It was a beautiful and emotional story, but now that Merida has conquered tradition and established her right to marry when she so chooses, we'd really like to embark on the big adventure we originally signed on for.
It's not my fault. I didn't ask her to change you into a bear. I just wanted her to change you.
Her problems at home have been resolved, but in the magical world she inhabits, there's no shortage of excitement to be found for a free spirit like Merida.
Our fate lives within us. You only have to be brave enough to see it.
Number 9. Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Now for a great big plate of vegetable.
For decades, this beloved claymation example of man and man's best friend have been charming the pants off their fellow Brits and the rest of the world.
Oh, very cheeky.
In 2005, the entertaining duo finally got the big screen treatment with Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, earning themselves and their creator Nick Park heaps of awards in the process.
I don't want to be a giant rabbit.
It's been well over a decade since, and though we love the Shaun the Sheep spin-offs as much as the next fan, Wallace and Gromit really deserve another theatrical film. They've had time to recover from the Were-Rabbit debacle. It's time for their next big adventure.
Gromit, you clever mutt. Well done, old pal.
Number 8. Rise of the Guardians.
What makes you think I want to be a guardian?
In this underrated animated film from DreamWorks, we got to see the Guardians rise, and Jack Frost embrace his role as the Guardian of Fun. But now that the team is assembled, we really wish we'd gotten to go on another big screen adventure with them.
That's why we collect the teeth, Jack. They hold the most important memories of childhood.
Given the numerous books that author William Joyce has written about the Guardians, it's not like the studio is lacking source material.
How can I know who I am until I find out who I was?
Unfortunately, despite the film making a solid $306 million at the box office, against its production budget of $145 million plus marketing costs, the first installment just didn't turn a large enough profit for an immediate greenlight. But who knows? Fan campaigns have succeeded in the past.
Merry Christmas! Happy Easter!
Don't forget to floss.
Number 7. The Adventures of Tintin.
Come on! Snowy, after it! Stop!
There have been talks of not one but 2 Tintin sequels, and if you ask Steven Spielberg about it, he insists that they're still in the works.
I don't remember anything about anything.
The thing is, the release date on the first sequel keeps getting pushed back, and there's never been any sort of confirmation that production has actually begun.
No one like him ever existed in my family. Why do you think I drink? Because I know I'll never be like him.
Yes, there is at least one sequel in development, but as any film buff will tell you, plenty of movies go into development only to die there, a fate we really hope that the Tintin franchise avoids. With its unprecedented beautiful animation, nostalgic spirit of adventure, and reverence for its source material, Tintin more than earned a sequel.
Bad news, Captain. We've only got one bullet.
What's the good news?
We've got one bullet.
Number 6. A Bug's Life.
First rule of leadership: everything is your fault.
After Toy Story 4, Pixar is said to be prioritizing original films over sequels. While for the most part, that is music to the ears of Pixar fans who adore the studio for its inventiveness, for fans of Pixar's second feature film, that's pretty much the nail in the coffin of their sequel dreams.
Okay, come on everyone, break a leg!
Whoa, you're vicious!
We get that the cultural impact of A Bug's Life paled in comparison to that of Toy Story, but it was a great film in its own right.
This is it! This is Ant Island!
In the big world of bugs, it's not hard to imagine further adventures that would have made for a worthy follow-up.
Hi, Fleck.
Oh.
Then again, there might be a little cause for hope. Number 5, Inside Out.
Did you guys pick up on that? Sure did. Something's wrong.
As we were saying, Pixar is apparently moving away from sequels, which means, despite having just scratched the surface of the widely inspired concept explored in Inside Out, that movie looks set to remain a standalone film.
All right, we did not die today. I'll call that an unqualified success.
What a waste of potential. Riley on the cusp of adolescence, we would have loved to see her team of emotions navigating her teenage years.
Well, you can't argue with Mom. Happy it is.
Team happy. Sounds great.
Totally behind you, Joy.
The short film Riley's First Date was just a small taste of what they could do with this franchise.
Mom, ew! It's not a date. We're going skating with a group of friends.
Oh, fun! That'll be off the hook. LOL.
It also brought up an interesting possibility for a sequel, the option to explore the emotions of an entirely new character. When it comes to an Inside Out sequel, imagination is the only limit.
Hey, guys, what's puberty? I don't know. It's probably not important.
Whoa.
Number 4, The Iron Giant.
Okay, now, march!
This is a sequel fans have long since stopped holding their breath over for fear of passing out. Criminally overlooked at the time of its release, resulting in the film becoming a complete box office flop, The Iron Giant has since gone on to become a much revered cult classic, and is widely regarded to be one of the greatest animated films of the 1990s.
Wow, my own giant robot. I am now the luckiest kid in America! This is unbelievable. This is the greatest discovery since, I don't know, television or something!
Given its now iconic status, and the film's perfect ending, a sequel runs the risk of tarnishing the movie's legacy.
Look, you can't go stomping around and you can't come with me. My mom will wig out.
But if done right, it would make for a truly incredible gift to fans. For the time being, we'll take what we can get from Ready Player One's not-so-subtle nod.
Oh no. We gotta hide! You know, hide, it's when you just get behind something quick!
Number 3, The Great Mouse Detective.
Ratigan's up to something. A crime of the most sinister nature, no doubt.
This underrated riff on Sherlock Holmes was a product of the company's wayward years, before they found their footing with The Little Mermaid and kicked off the Disney Renaissance. But quite frankly, The Great Mouse Detective is a gem of a film, obscured by the mediocre offerings with which it kept company.
The thrill of the hunt, eh, Dawson?
Quite!
The characters were charismatic, the villain dastardly, and the henchmen infinitely quotable. All in all, it was a fun, dramatic film, and had it been released about 5 years later, we suspect that its legacy would be very different.
Do you think there's a chance? There's always a chance, Doctor. As long as one can think.
A good detective story is never finished, and as such, Basil of Baker Street and Dr. Dawson deserved a sequel.
The game's not over yet!
Number 2, Coraline.
Think they're trying to poison me?
Laika might not have the name recognition of Disney or Pixar, but they've delivered one remarkable film after another. We'd like to see a sequel to pretty much every movie they've released. It's not hard to imagine a follow-up to Paranorman, but if we were to get just one Laika sequel, it would be for their 2009 film Coraline.
Good night, little me.
Delightfully creepy, beautifully atmospheric, and telling the sort of complex tale that children and adults alike can appreciate, it was, simply put, a masterpiece.
Put them back.
My other mother would get them.
Maybe she should buy all your clothes.
If you could get the book's author Neil Gaiman to write the story, even better. Sadly, Laika has a strict no sequels philosophy.
Fine, don't tell me.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
So who's coming to dinner?
Let's just say, if the evening is a success, we can put this whole biting business behind us.
Monsieur, your name seems to cover all of Europe.
Of course. I'm the only cat of my kind.
Number 1, Ratatouille.
Cousteau's? Your restaurant?
You've led me to your restaurant.
This is one of the most underappreciated Pixar films to date. An inspired tale of a rat with a passion for cooking, it feels at once nostalgically old-fashioned and undeniably fresh and progressive. It's a story that certainly has not been told before. Yes, everyone got their happy ending at the end of Ratatouille, but the life Remy led was one that you wanted to live out with him.
You know how he likes it.
Thanks, little chef.
With his ambition and skill, the sky's the limit for our beloved little rat. While his appearance provides ample opportunity for an even deeper exploration of discrimination and lessons in judging a book by its cover, or rather in this case, a cook by its species.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.